What's going on, my little bundle of chestnuts? It's your girl, Kate Winchester here, and the reason why my hair is a mess is because I took a nap, woke up, got dinner, got laid, and then, took another nap. So, I'm gonna go ahead and finish that Get Unready with me, like I told you I would do. Also, here's my baby bump real quick. So, like, I suck in, and it's, like, right here. You could also see it, but just... It's this. There's your baby in here. My fiance's watching anime. Okay. So basically, first things first, I go ahead and do... I'm gonna go ahead and take my makeup off real quick.
I'm tired.
Nice to meet you, tired.
Bitch.
Ass.
4. Ha! I finished your sentence. You finished part of mine, I finished the rest. Bitch ass 4. You still got that water? Drink it all.
I drank it all.
Can you get me one?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
I'm thirsty now.
So, I hate getting my blood drawn because afterwards I feel so freaking loopy, and I feel like shit. You know, like I'm lightheaded, I just don't feel good, like. And they told me it was because I wasn't drinking water before a blood draw, so I went and got a bottle of water and brought it to the LabCorp with me. But I ended up having to go to Mom Doc because
How's your arms?
they hurt.
Let me see that one.
Do not hit it.
Where is it? Where is it? Where's the vape I gave you? Smoking off a $200 vape.
We have no nicotine, y'all. We're on 0 nicotine. I'm so happy.
You are? I went back up to 6.
Okay, so I've realized the story that I wanted to tell you.
Actually, toss me that vape juice right there. What about my titanium vape?
So, basically,
I got too many mods. 1 there, 2 there, 1 here. Your brother has 1, and then there's that one, and then I got the other one on the charger.
Okay, so I never told you guys about this part of me. I told you guys about the kind that didn't get invited to parties because I was fat and ugly. But then people found out I was a YouTuber.
So did you tell them when we go in?
What?
Did you tell them when we find out?
Yeah, I told him. So
Are you gonna video it?
Yeah. He was asking if I was gonna vlog the gender reveal, and I'm like, of course. So anyway, I never told you about the part of me that actually snuck out to a party.
I hate having you do this, but take.
Sorry about that. So basically, I never told you about the part of me that snuck out to a party. Basically, I was in my senior year.
Here, I hope this works for you instead of having the big light on.
Okay. Okay, that's better. Thank you. Okay, so basically I was in my senior year and it was the day after prom. And I wanted to go to this party. But I knew I wouldn't be invited because it's me. Like, nobody really invites me to places.
Red, green, blue, white.
Do that. Yeah, that's good. I like that. It makes it to where I could see better, and then it's, like, not as dark. Yeah, that's better.
Which is brighter? That one or that one?
That one.
That's like a cream color.
I like that. Anyway, so my prom date, Jack. Y'all know who Jack is. I miss that dude. But, so yeah, we went to prom, and I knew that I wouldn't be invited to the party after prom the next day. But there was actually this girl that was one of the hosts of the party, and she was like, you should totally come, you're in now, you're a YouTuber. And I was like, I never really liked that when people were like, you're in now. Just like, and just treat me like a normal person, okay? But I was like, all right, cool. But I knew that my stepmom would not allow it because it was at somebody's house and there was drinking involved. It's a high schooler's party. It's a senior party. So my friend Courtney, I was like, just tell her that I'm staying the night at your house because prom was a Friday, so this was a Saturday night. So I called Courtney, and Courtney was like, I'll just tell her that you're having a sleepover at my house. I got you. And I was like, okay. So I put on some regular get out. So I put on some regular clothes, and I packed a bag. And I told Brandy that it was just pajamas and stuff in the bag, and like stuff for a sleepover. But it actually was a nice party dress. And I had my makeup supplies in there and everything. And I told her that we were just gonna do makeovers, like typical teenage stuff. So I go to this party, and how I got there was because somebody came and picked me up, and I told them that she had another friend staying over. Courtney wanted me to meet somebody. So Brandy was like, okay, cool, it's fine, go ahead and go, have fun. So basically the plan was I was gonna go to this party. I was gonna pretend to be on the phone. I was gonna call Brandy and then be alone with somebody and pretend that it was Courtney, and basically stay the night at this girl's house, and then return the next day, and she would never know. Well, turns out it's maybe 10 in the evening. I'm drinking. I'm having a good time, and Courtney calls me. And I'm thinking that she's just checking up. I was like, yeah, no, she doesn't suspect a thing, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you actually might want to go home. She knows where you are. I was like, what the fuck, Courtney? You're supposed to be my cover. And Courtney was just like, I'm sorry. She called my mother, and my mom's like, she's not here. Why would you think she was here? Courtney's grounded. She's not allowed to have a sleepover. So her mom threw me under the bus. So then Courtney had to call Brandy and tell her where I really was. So I had to call Brandy. Brandy's screaming at me. She's yelling at me. She's like, I can't believe you would betray my trust like that. Get your ass home right now. So I had to go home. I didn't want her to come pick me up because that's lame. I just got cool now.
Can you do me a favor? Can you put in Dead Island? It's on the dresser. And get me a water.
Sorry, he's thirsty now. So, anyway, so yeah, they were like, you might want to come home because she knows where you are. So yeah, I had to leave this party. Oh, hang on. So anyway, to make matters worse, she told me that she wouldn't come pick me up. And I was So she told me she wouldn't pick me up. And I was kind of grateful for that because it's a party. Nobody wants their parent to drag them out by the ear. So, anyway, I'm a little tipsy, to make matters worse. And, so I'm on the phone with Brandy, and I'm trying not to slur, but she's not stupid, she knows. So she's like, get your ass home, blah, 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 blah. He has a black light, and he's been having fun with it. Anyway, fuck, I keep losing my train of thought. Okay, yeah, so I was a little tipsy. Brandy wouldn't come pick me up, but I was kind of grateful for that because it's a party. So the girl that picked me up decided to drop me off home, and she was so scared of getting in trouble that she kind of sped to my house, and I didn't even get my foot out of the car door before she tried to drive off. And it was kind of irresponsible because she was more tipsy than I was, so that's not good at all. So I walk in the door. Stepmom sees my dress and my makeup, and she immediately says that I look like a slut, and you know, what happens if I were to get, like, what happens if somebody were to roofie my drink, and, like, and at the time, I was so mad at her. I was like, whatever. The fact that I have to sneak out anyway means something. It means that you don't trust me, like, blah, 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 blah. But now that I am an adult, and now that, well, I mean, I was an adult, too, in senior year. I was 18, but I'm more mature now. I know that what I did was dangerous, because what if I did get roofied and date raped? Like, what if I put my drink down for like 2 seconds and some little boy decided to put a roofie in there? People that do that are not men. I'm so sorry. If you put a roofie in somebody's drink, you are not a man. You are a little boy. So yeah, like, what if some little bitch-ass boy decided to walk over to me and was like, hey, and I turned him down, so he roofied my drink? You know, good thing I'm smart about that kind of thing. Good thing I always had my drink in my hand. If I had to go to the bathroom, I would ask one of my girlfriends that I trusted to hold on to my drink for me. Jack actually was at the party, and I trusted him to hold my drink for me. Jack never left my side. He always made sure that he was right there, and if a guy that I did not recognize or I was uncomfortable with tried to approach me, he would act like my boyfriend. He was a really good person. If you are friends with Jack and you want to invite him to a party, he is a really good person to invite, because he will make sure you are safe. He will protect your drink with his life. He will protect you with his life. So every time a guy would come up to me and be like, hey, shawty, Jack would be like, this is my girlfriend. Back the fuck up. He wasn't really my boyfriend. I'm looking right at my fiance as I try to reassure him that he was not actually my boyfriend. He would pretend to be my boyfriend so I wouldn't get hurt. Babe.
Really? I didn't hear you the first time.
But you're still a little salty.
Oh my God, what do you expect?
But at the same time, aren't you glad that he did that, though, instead of, like, pretending like he didn't know me and let somebody hurt me?
Mm.
Then. Anyway, so yeah, he would hold on to my drink for me and stuff, but at the same time, that's not the point. Like, I would be scared too if my daughter snuck out to a party, or if my son snuck out to a party. I'd be like, what the fuck, that was stupid, here's why. Like, what you did was dangerous. Like, you know how many people get mad at parties and decide to shoot the whole place up, or just, you know how many teenagers die at a party because somebody got mad and decided to start stabbing people or shooting people? Somebody was high on drugs and decided to just go on a killing spree in a party. Like, she was scared about my safety. Not necessarily hurt that I broke her trust, but it was also that too. But it was also because of the fact that I just kind of went off on my own. So yeah. And it wasn't just a Santan Foothills High School party. It was a lot of high schools. Like, it was Combs High School, it was Florence, it was just pretty much a few kids from everywhere, basically, was at this girl's party. It was a big house party, and I snuck out and went to this girl's party. So, hence why Brandy doesn't trust Courtney.
Get the fuck out of here!
So, and then the next day at school, like that Monday, and this was like when school was almost over. We had prom, and then we had graduation. So it was a couple more weeks before graduation when Monday rolled around. I went to school, and a lot of people were just like staring at me and glaring at me, and I had no idea why. So the same girl that hosted the party, let's call her Beth. So I walked over to Beth. I'm like, Beth, what the hell? Why is everybody staring at me? Like, why is everybody like glaring and angry? And she's like, oh, didn't you hear? And I was like, no, what? And apparently, right after I left, somebody called the Popo about this party, and they all thought that I called the Popo, which I didn't. I was having fun. I was vibing at this party. So, and what's fucked up is I asked a lot of friends from high school, I was like, yo, do you remember this party? And they're like, no, I don't remember that party at all. And I even asked some of the friends that I've made from Florence and Combs, and even some of the dudes that were flirting with me over there because they were drunk and saw a pretty woman, which actually, no. You're drunk if you think I'm beautiful. If you think I'm beautiful, you're drunk. You're fucked up. So, anyway, yeah, so he walks up, so I was texting them, I was like, yo, do you remember at that party? You remember Beth's party? And they're like, I have no idea who Beth is or what you're talking about. So I feel like I'm the only one that remembers that party, except for Beth. And Beth will still show pictures to me about the party. I don't know. I don't know why a lot of people don't remember that party. I don't know if they were just that drunk or that high that like they forgot even going anywhere other than their bed. I don't know, but you would think that those memories would come back by now. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, I asked Courtney about it. I was like, yo, you remember being my cover when I went to sneak out to a party? And she's like, yeah, my mom was I was almost ungrounded and my mom grounded me again for lying to another adult, so fuck you. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Anyway, Courtney is now out of Arizona, so Courtney, I love you. Thank you for being my cover. I'm sorry that I got you in trouble. I love you. I've talked to my fiance about Courtney, and he's heard a bunch of stories about me and Courtney, and he's like, doesn't seem like Courtney was a good influence on you. I don't know if I like her. So every time I talk about Courtney, he rolls his eyes because he genuinely does not like this girl because of how much trouble I got into while I was her friend. Like, there's a lot of things that I would never do until I became her friend, and she was like, girl, it's fine.
Fuck you.
How do you guys think I learned how to sneak out of a house? So anyway, that's the story of how I snuck out and went to a high school party. That was my very first and very last party that I've ever been invited to. Other than a 5-year-old's birthday party. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Stay body positive. Kate Winchester out. Hasta la bye bye. And God bless your nutty little hearts and never get to go nuts.